The 5R GI Restoration Program. Now, I want to tell you, this could be one of the most powerful things you could ever do. I have seen people with severe pain use this 5R program, and in 2 weeks, their pain was gone. Years and years of pain gone. I've seen people with severe GI problems use this to get rid of their problems. I've seen people with food allergies use this program to get rid of their food allergies. So let's talk about it. First of all, some key questions that might give you an indication that you should be doing this. Do you have reactions to certain foods? Do you have enough stomach acid, or has your gallbladder been removed? Is stress a significant factor in your life? What type of bugs or bacteria live in your gut? Do you have bowel movements daily without using laxatives? Do you have leaky gut syndrome? Do your symptoms worsen when you take a probiotic? Now that's a bad sign, and if it does, you probably need this. Have you been taking antacids? Do you have frequent gas and bloating? All those are indications that you should be listening to what we're going to talk about. So what is the 5R program? What do the 5 R's stand for? Remove, replace, reinoculate, repair, and then retain the gains. Let me dive into that deeper and explain each of those points. First of all, we're going to remove all dietary triggers such as gluten, dairy, sugar, artificial sweeteners, soy, alcohol, any processed foods or beverages, any medications that you don't need. We're going to stop eating those, and also anything else that you think you might be reacting to. We remove all of those. That's step one. The next step is to replace the eliminated foods with fresh, real foods, fruits and vegetables, high-quality protein, healthy fats, and we're going to add some fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha to your diet a little bit every day. Then we're going to re-inoculate your gut with good bacteria. That helps restore and rebuild the balance of your microbiome. And we want a probiotic that contains Acidophilus and B. lactis. Those two strains are the most powerful ones for re-inoculating your gut, and they need to be added in. The next step is to repair the GI tract with targeted supplements. So there's some supplements that are very helpful in repairing the gut. We'll talk about those. And then lastly, we want to just retain the gains that we have made. Gut health is an ongoing process, and you have to do a number of things. We'll mention some of them, but you should have an ongoing routine and a clean eating pattern that you're sustaining, and taking a few supplements can help this process go a long ways. The supplement schedule for the 5R program is as follows. We want to remove bad bacteria. We want to remove yeast. We want to remove anything that's harmful from your gut. And the supplement called Nutricidin is very helpful. You just take one soft gel tablet 3 times a day, and we're going to do that for 10 days. And if you're taking probiotics, you don't want to take it at the same time you're taking the Nutricidin. Replace, we're going to replace any digestive enzymes that are missing, and I really like Digestive Complete because it kind of covers all the bases. It's got hydrochloric acid and oxbile and pepsin and lipase. So if you think you're low in those, replacing that would be very helpful. Repair, there are 3 things that help repair your GI tract tremendously. And the first is called GI Integrity. You'll take 2 scoops a day, and then Dynamic GI Defend, 1 scoop a day. And then vitamin D3 with K2 has been found to be a huge factor in gut repair. And then re-inoculate, Ultrabiotic Complete has both those bacteria that I mentioned earlier, 3 capsules twice a day. And remember, we're just doing this for 10 days. And then the last step is Dynamic GI Restore. And we're going to take 1 scoop of that in water twice a day, and that starts at day 11. So these first 4 things are day 1 through 10. The last step is day 11 through 24. It's got 2 steps. They both put together equal 24 days. In the first 10 days, we're removing, replacing, repairing, and reinoculating. And the days 11 to 24, we are just working to retain the progress. We've got a menu plan that goes with this with simple and delicious meals, and I will attach that in the notes below. And I want you to make sure you're consuming at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, including at least 1 serving of dark leafy green vegetables. We need to try to encourage you to move more. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And we also want to have some kind of relaxation technique that you're doing regularly. And then make sure you're taking the supplements that I'm mentioning here. And if you've got a healthcare provider, talk to him about that. Day 11 to 24, we are retaining the progress that we have made. So keep taking any supplements that you have until they're gone. And then begin to reintroduce 1 serving of single food per day back into your diet. And make sure you monitor how you feel and if you have any GI distress or allergic symptoms. And if you have a reaction, it's a good clue that you are to stay away from that food. So I had a patient going through this program, improved tremendously, got to the retain phase and started reintroducing foods and added back in peanuts, and immediately pain came back. She didn't know she had a peanut allergy. Now, it wasn't the kind of allergy that would kill her, but it was enough to cause significant pain. Avoid adding any foods that have lots of different things in them, like milk and cereal. You're not going to know if you're reacting to one thing or the other, or ice cream or pastries, so try to add individual things back. And if you have problems with that, make sure you just pull it out and wait a few months to add it back in. Continue to avoid alcohol and spicy foods also in this retain phase. And then day 24 and beyond, I want to encourage you to stick with a clean eating program. The absolute most important thing for almost any health problem is the kind of food that you're eating. So we got to stick with that. And the 7 Systems Plan, if you're not familiar with that, is the perfect plan, and it teaches you how to eat from the correct food groups. So learn how to make better choices and continue to take a few supplements to help your gut stay healthy. Clean eating, I want to emphasize that inflammation in your GI tract is usually the result of reactions to certain foods or ingredients. And most often they're the highly processed, sugar-filled, fatty foods that don't have many nutrients in them anyway, and we want to replace those with good foods. And I've got guidelines that will give you some suggestions. We want to drink lots of water while you're going through this to help get the toxins all eliminated. Don't eat under stress. Try to be relaxed when you eat. And don't eat 2 hours before you go to bed. 3 would be even better, and that is permanently. That's not just during this program. It's not healthy to eat before you go to bed. Eat slowly and avoid overeating, and I want you to eat 3 meals a day so you can get the food in that's required. And if you're fiber sensitive, it helps to peel or lightly cook or puree the produce. So that would be a person with diverticulosis or diverticulitis that can't handle a lot of fiber. You can still modify this to make it work. Here's some shopping tips. I want you to buy organic foods that are pesticide and chemical free if possible, and it usually is possible. And then if you get these things home, I still want you to wash them because you'll get a lot of the pesticides off just rinsing things if there happen to be any on there. And select wild-caught fish over farm-raised. Select free-range and hormone-free poultry and beef. And I want you to become proficient at reading labels, looking for bad fats and sugar and things that you should be staying away from. Use the menu guide that we have. We'll tell you some menus for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I want to encourage you, go shopping and buy a whole week's worth of meals and then prepare it ahead. If you're making vegetables, cut them up and have them ready to go so that this is easy to keep on. Let's talk about exercise for a minute. Everybody, all of my patients, I encourage to do 30 minutes of aerobic exercise 5 times a week, and weightlifting exercises 2 or 3 times a week, and then some stretching in between that. And if you have health problems, I want you to consult with your doctor before you jump into this. But if you don't, just start slowly and ease up. And everybody can just start walking and get more active that way. Drink lots of water before, during, and after exercise. And remember, you're more likely to stick with an exercise program if you like doing it. So 25 years ago, I got invited to play tennis, and I wasn't a tennis player, but I really liked it. And I've been playing tennis for the last 25 years. So try something new. See if there's something that you can get into that you enjoy. We need to do something to help with stress relief, and there's lots of techniques out there. You can do deep breathing, meditation. You can take a short walk. You can have a dance party in your living room, sing your favorite songs, listen to music, do something that makes you laugh, or start a gratitude journal. Now, having gratitude every day is very powerful. If you haven't tried meditation, I would really encourage you to do that, and you can do it sitting upright or laying down, and start with just a few minutes a day and then gradually work up. And you can listen to music soft in the background while you're doing this, and usually while you're meditating, it helps to do some breathing. Breathe in for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds, and then focus on your breathing. And there's a lot of apps and podcasts and videos out there you can find online for free to help you get into that. So here is your action steps. I want to encourage you to try the 5R GI Restoration Program. Contact your functional health care provider if you have questions, and give it a try.